first, our breaking news story. ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule has been suspended. This is in line with the NWC decision taken regarding those who refuse to step aside if they face serious charges. Meanwhile, Aviwe Mtila is in the northwest, where ANC branches are pledging support to former ANC Chair Supra Mahumapelo. Branches of the ANC Women's League and Youth League have converged in Mahikeng. They'll also make pronouncements on the step-aside resolution. Aviwe, let's start with the latest in terms of Ace Magashule. He has been suspended.
Certainly has, Shahan, and I'm at the Mahikeng local municipality chambers where there's an ongoing meeting of the Mahikeng sub-region, the ANC, its youth league as well as the women's league in the Mahikeng sub-region are delving on those very issues pertaining the suspension of their former Northwest Premier Supra Mahumapelo. But now I just want to ask also on the breaking news, just joining us is the RET leadership from the Naga Modiri region. Thank you for joining us at eNCA, but the SGA has been suspended. I need to get your take on this, and the step-aside resolution seems to be being implemented.
No, we want to say to the leadership of the NEC that the suspension of the SG is illegal, and we are supporting SG of the ANC and the collective because they were elected collectively by the conference. And we are saying as branches in Nakamudere Mulema, particularly Mahikeng, we are going to study the suspension letter of the SG. We are going to seek for legal advice. And if come to the push, we are going to contest the suspension of the SG at court.
How is it illegal when this was a resolution taken at the NASRAC conference and also the NEC putting its stamp on it?
You can't be selective in that resolution. You must go and read that resolution. It was not saying only those who are charged. It was saying even those who are accused of wrongdoing, they must also be stepping aside. But here, this resolution of the NEC, it was only meant for the SG. Because, for example, in the Northwest Province, we know some leaders who are currently leading the IPC of the ANC who are also have cases and case number, who are not on the list of stepping aside. Hence, we are saying this issue of stepping aside, it was also only meant for the SG, and we must also say issue of stepping aside. The NEC of the ANC doesn't have any power to amend the conference resolution. Only the conference can amend its resolution, not the NEC.
I want to talk to the branch chairperson of where the former Northwest Premier comes from, his branch, Supra Mahumapelo, just on his possible suspension as well.
No, we are not as Ward 12 branch where Comrade Supra is from. We are not surprised because these people, they've been chasing Comrade Supra since 2019. The reason being, Comrade Supra is a credible leader. He conducts political schools, so they don't have programs, these people of IPC. So really, that is why they are chasing him and they wanted him out of organization.
And the way forward then from the branch and Mahikeng sub-region as a whole?
We are going to mobilize the branches of ANC because the branches of ANC in Nakamudere Mahikeng sub-region, they are rallying behind Comrade Supra because they know him, he understands the organization clearly.
Is that a fair representation, though, given that it's only 35 branches of the 405 in the entire Northwest Province?
It is not correct. The other regions are supporting Comrade Supra.
Your closing words on the suspension of both Ace Magashule and Supra Mahumapelo?
No, we want to say the structure that suspended Comrade Supra Mahumapelo is unconstitutional, because in terms of ANC constitution, the interim must be in office for only 9 months. After 9 months, they must take us to conference. They failed dismally to take us to the provincial conference, and there is no rule in the ANC constitution that says if the interim structure failed to execute its responsibility, it must be extended. There is no way. So even the last NEC meeting, you can go and read the NEC statement. They have no way where they reflect, the NEC reflect or took a decision that says they've agreed as the NEC to extend the mandate of the IPC in the Northwest. And we are saying the IPC is unconstitutional, and we want to send a clear message to the NEC of the ANC that sits over the weekend. The NEC of the ANC are saying members of the ANC must respect judiciary, but they fail to respect judiciary when coming to the Northwest. You will recall there is a court judgment of the Northwest that says IPC must be reinstated, and the NEC failed to do that. And also the enforcement order that says NEC must implement that decision. They failed to do that. The only option that we left with as branches of the ANC, we are going to open a case of contempt of court, because failing to implement the court order, it's a contempt of court against the NEC. And if you fail to implement the court order and contempt of court is being opened, which means criminal charges must be laid against all NEC members who failed collectively to implement the decision of Situlwane judgment.
Thank you very much. The leadership of the eNCA Modiri Molemo region in the Northwest Province disgruntled over the suspension of the ANC SG Ace Magashule. In fact, they're delving in a meeting at this very moment where they're publicly supporting suspended ANC MP and the former Northwest Premier, Supra Mahumapelo.
Yeah, interesting. We're going to leave it right there. Our senior reporter, Aviwe Mtila.